On mornings that I drink coffee, I do something a little strange. I've got my Keurig, so I got the little pot, I put it in and make the coffee. I've got my cup, it is ready to go. And then I have a measuring cup. Little measuring cup, quarter cup measuring cup that I use. And that might seem very strange. I'm not having to measure coffee. Why would I do that? Well, let me tell you about it. Welcome to the Servant-Minded Leadership Channel. My name is John, thrilled to have you with me today. The reason I use a measuring cup when I prepare coffee is, well, frankly, I don't really like coffee. I like to say I like a little bit of coffee with my cream and sugar. But what I noticed is that I would go to the store and I would get my container of caramel macchiato creamer or white chocolate macadamia creamer or whatever creamer I was gonna get that day. And I was noticing I was running out really, really fast. I was using way too much creamer. And so I spent the next couple of days developing a measurable, pun intended, plan for how to make sure that I was not overdoing it on the creamer. And as it turns out, for a 24-ounce cup of coffee, I usually get the Keurig twice, 12 ounces each. For a 24-ounce cup of coffee, I usually put 3/4 of a cup of homemade creamer in. Nowadays, we make our own. If you've ever looked at creamer, it is terrible what they put in that stuff. But measurable plan. Intentionality. Intentionality is something I've been working on in my life in general, and this is just one example of it. It's really easy to just kind of coast. It's easy to just kind of eyeball it. And if your grandmother's anything like mine, when she cooked, she didn't own a measuring cup. It was all just to taste and to feel, and that's wonderful, right? There's so much value in those old traditions passed down. But for me, I was being wasteful. I was consuming more sugar than I needed to, and ultimately it was more expensive. So I had to take action. I didn't like the results, and so I had to take action. That's me. That's my journey. It's simple. It's coffee creamer. Who cares? But to me, it represented an area of my life where I wasn't being intentional. I wasn't putting boundaries in place that would keep me on the path that was important to me. And so I made a change. I'm curious, where might you benefit from being intentional, from adding something in your life that keeps you a little more on the path? Maybe it's something stupid like coffee creamer and making sure that you're not using more than you absolutely should. Maybe it's something more important like a schedule that guards your time, or some intentionality to spend some extra time with those that you love or in a meaningful exercise. I don't know. We're unique individuals. What I do know is that as leaders in general, actually as humans in general, it's pretty easy to not be intentional. And as leaders, it's even more so because we got so many other things we're thinking about. But as leaders, it's also more important because we have so many other eyes watching us. Thanks for joining us. I hope that this moment of intentionality has served you well. You're watching the Servant-Minded Leadership Channel, where we are empowering leaders to change the world.